What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about some wrestling. I was not able to review the past two SmackDown shows, but altogether those shows are pretty horrible. So honestly, it does not matter. But today we're here to talk about the show that happened last night, which is Monday Night Raw. So the show starts off with Jay Uso coming out for a quick little promo. However, he gets interrupted by Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman basically gives us his history lesson on what he's done for the Bloodline, what he's done for Roman, what he's done for Jay, and what he's going to do for Seth Rollins. And he gives Jay Uso a favor, basically saying, you choose the day when you lose your title, right? Jay Uso saying, you know what? I choose the day when we fight. How about tonight? And honestly, this was the best part of the show, in my opinion. Right? A surprise happened, something shocking, but the one thing that was crossing my mind was, what happened to Logan Paul? Because from what I've known from last week's show, or from SmackDown or whatever, Logan Paul was supposed to face Jay Uso at Backlash. So honestly, I have no idea with what's going on with that feud. But, so Jay Uso basically accepts the challenge and says, we're fighting tonight. And they go in the backstage. They have a quick little backstage promo with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. In my opinion, this shit was hella cringy. Basically, Seth Rollins was trying to basically say, I told you so. Trying to show that Seth Rollins is kind of like the manipulator or the mastermind behind this plan. So if Seth Rollins is the mastermind behind this plan, what the fuck is the point of Paul Heyman? Is Paul Heyman just the mascot? I guess he's the mascot of the group. All right, whatever. I wanted an Austin Theory in this group, or someone else, someone young that they can develop and kind of put over. But it doesn't look like Austin Theory is going to be that guy. Like, I feel like they need to actually tell a story. Because, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, the storyline that they're trying to tell with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, it does not make fucking sense. It feels like they've been beefing for half of a year now, right? They went on NXT, they beefed over there, they came back, and they're still a tag team. You know what I mean? Like, can we please tell a story? Like, I don't know the beginning. I don't know the middle. I don't know the end. Are we just now starting the beef between Grayson Waller and Austin Theory? Because I know they're not. They've been beefing for months. You know? So it's just like, when they eventually turn Austin Theory face, I don't see the story really making sense. I don't see the story mattering. I don't like, yes, it's going to matter that Austin Theory turned face, but you have to have at least a decent storyline that makes sense. You know? Like, Grayson Waller should want to join something else, right? Like, he has to gain something for him to lose Austin Theory as a partner, right? That's just my opinion. So Grayson Waller might be the guy to join their faction, or join the Judgment Day, or join something, right? Like, I don't know. I just want some sort of change between these two guys, because they're both young, and they're both, I wouldn't say entertaining, but they're both, actually, I'll give them that. They're both entertaining, okay? And I'm sick and tired of seeing some boring-ass guys, boring-ass people do the same shit. I want them to try something else. Please. Thank you. So Austin Theory had a match against my guy Sheamus, and it was nice to see Sheamus again, man. Like, I just remember growing up seeing Sheamus as a young bull, and seeing him now, he can still put on bangers. And in my opinion, I would like to see him in the mid-card division, or even the main, not main card, because it's pretty fluctuated. There's a lot of people there now, but Sheamus is a guy that can really go all over the card. So, yeah, it's nice to see him back, and it's nice that he can put on bangers and bangers and bangers every week. Let's get it, man. I also like with what they're doing with the men's tag team division right now on Raw, right? I like how Chad Gable and the New Day kind of bonded over that. There's not other tag teams that are getting opportunities, that are getting shots, right? And New Day are kind of using other tag teams not having opportunities as a distraction to not fight the War Raiders again. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think that's brilliant. Not brilliant writing, but it's just good to finally have added. I don't know why, when War Raiders were tag teams, there was just no storylines. You know what I mean? But then we get Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was like the last person in that backstage segment, but then she walks out to the ring. She has her own little promo. And honestly, in my opinion, this is probably my favorite promo out of Becky Lynch. Now, this shit had me dying. This shit had me laughing. This was just so funny. She basically says, she was talking about the garbage that she took out. She's like, why are you guys mad at me? When I came out at WrestleMania, you guys were cheering for me. You guys were happy to see me. I just took out the garbage. How are you going to be mad at someone for taking out the garbage? I just took out the garbage. No, Becky had me. Oh, that was great. And then she said, Laura Valkyria, see, this is a little different. She's recycling. She's over. She's watered down. She's this. She's that. She's worse than trash. She's recycled. I was like, oh my goodness. And we're currently watching Laura Valkyria get better every Raw. I mean, yes, she's still kind of cringy. Yes, she's still a little annoying. But she's getting better, right? And that's all you could really ask for. Just in my opinion, if you're still developing, maybe you should stay in NXT. But you know how Triple H is. He has his golden child. He has his favorites, right? That he has to put over, right? Laura Valkyria was not ready for a championship when she first won it. But she got it anyway. Braun Breaker was not ready for his championship when he first got his IC championship. But he still got it. Right? Carmelo hasn't even gotten a taste of the championship. You know what I mean? Like, he has his favorites. Tiffany Stratton, she was not ready when she won the world championship, but she still got it. You know what I mean? Like, there's people would say Carmelo Hayes isn't ready, but then I'd be like, were these other people were ready? Was Laura Valkyria ready? No. You know what I mean? It's like the standards change for certain people, you know? But, yeah, that's the one thing that, I feel like many people have problems with Triple H when it comes to favoritism and it comes to that. But I already made a video on favoritism. I might make another one because I love talking about it because it's really in my mind currently. But, yeah, overall, this segment was decent with Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch really elevated her game in the past couple of months. So I'll give her credit on that. We also have Gunther versus Pat McAfee, and to be honest, I could really give less of a shit about this feud. I feel like some people may think this is a good feud. I don't know. Some people are excited for it. I really don't give a shit. I keep forgetting this is a feud, and then I have to rewatch it and be like, oh yeah, I have to talk about this. What is there to talk about? Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Yay. Like, what? Who would want to see this match? We'll see what happens. He's probably going to choke out Pat McAfee again, and Pat McAfee is going to be gone for half a year, which, whatever, right? That's going to happen. At least they're going to write it into a story. That's cool. All right? But, like, in my opinion, the wrestler that's beefing with a ring announcer or a commentator should at least be entertaining. In my opinion, Gunther's just not entertaining at all. He says the same shit every promo. He says, I'm going to beat you like a dog. I am this. I am superior. You're lower. Like, he said, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the same shit. So, yeah, we have that as a feud. And going back to the Logan Paul and Jay Uso feud, this shit does not make any sense. Because they're supposed to have a feud. What if Seth Rollins won tonight? What if Seth Rollins became the champion, the World Heavyweight Championship tonight? What would have happened at Backlash? This is how I knew. I knew Seth Rollins wasn't going to win tonight. There's literally a match lined up. Logan Paul versus Jay Uso. But Logan Paul did not show up to work today. Or last night. Or he didn't even have a vignette. He didn't have a promo. He didn't have anything. And here's the thing that could get sticky. And for WWE especially, when your main champion, this is your main champion, and the guy that he has a feud with is not even going to be at work. So there's no great build-up for this feud going into Backlash. There's none. Now, I forgot to talk about Roxanne Perez because she did show up last night on Raw. She had a promo and a match. Now, let me quickly talk about it. In my opinion, she's just another version of Liv Morgan. She's small. She has the same voice. She has the same character. She was caught talking to Finn during a segment. I don't know when, but... So, she's going to be involved in the Judgment Day storyline. And out of some way, you know what I mean? So she's going to be involved with Liv Morgan some way, and yeah, that's probably going to be a feud. Yeah, and here's the thing with the women's division, I just want some more originality. In my opinion, like it's very easy to play this type of diva that's everyone has played. I feel like every diva, when I think of AJ Lee, that's what Roxanne Perez is. That's what Liv Morgan is. AJ Lee, Paige, you know what I mean? Like they're the same character. Literally the same character. Nikki Bella, same character. This shit's the same. They're just divas. That's literally what their character is. Which I understand is cool and all, but like, I just want like Roxanne Perez. I need her to be a little different than Liv Morgan. You know what I mean? Like if she wants to succeed, she was the only girl in NXT that was like that. You know what I mean? That's why Roxanne Perez stood out. But when you come to the main roster, where basically not every woman, but Liv Morgan, the person who they love Liv Morgan. They love Liv Morgan. It's going to be hard to kind of replicate that and steal her fans away when they already are dedicated to Liv Morgan. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Just my take on Roxanne Perez. I think she's decent on the mic. I think she's probably better than Liv Morgan on the mic. I don't know. They're so similar that it's hard to really distinguish between the two. So I need more. I just need more time on Roxanne Perez. That's probably what it is. I just need to see her more. We also have many women on this division that can't speak English well, right? We have Io Sky, who's the champion, who can't cut a promo, right? We have Stephanie Vaquer, who's the NXT champion. She can't. I mean, she's better at English, but she can't cut a great promo. You know what I mean? We have Gilia, the girl that Roxanne Perez is, I guess, teaming up with. She can't speak English. You know what I mean? Like, she can, but she's not a great promo-wise. You know, so it's like they're bringing in all these wrestlers who aren't great with English, but they're pushing them to the top. Meanwhile, we have women wrestlers who can speak English, cut great promos, who are just getting cut, like a Dakota Kai. And yes, like, she's probably maybe on the older side, but she's still good. Like, I don't know, man. It seems like the way that they're treating the women wrestlers now, like, especially the older women, like, that are in their 30s that aren't getting any screen time, you can only feel for that. I feel bad. Like, they're getting paid good, that's a plus, but it's just like they're not doing what they want. And, you know, it's Triple H, man. Triple H is not going to book every woman, and that's how it is. If you look at the NXT division, almost every single woman gets their time to shine. But you look at the WWE, you look at the main roster, ooh, you got to squeeze time in. Even if you eat like Zoe Stark, I don't know if she's still on the roster, but she's believable. You know what I mean? She's believable as a badass, I guess. But I don't see her. You know what I mean? I never see her. I'd rather see her than Roxanne Perez. Well, actually, Roxanne Perez is cute. You know what I mean? So I'll give you that. But I don't know. It's whatever. Let me move on. Let's move on to the Seth Rollins and Jay Uso match. Now, if I'm being honest, this was probably Jay Uso's best match. So I'm going to give a lot of credit to Jay Uso, but most of the credit to Seth Rollins for just putting a great match, man. Jay Uso ended up winning this match. I think CM Punk came at the end and saved the day. I don't know. I don't like the storyline between, you know, that CM Punk is like the hero. He's going to come out. And it's probably going to be Roman Reigns and CM Punk. That's going to be the ultimate team up between them two versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. I think that's what it's leading to. Probably not WrestleMania match, but probably SummerSlam or, I don't know, after Backlash, I'm thinking. And Jay Uso, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see how long Jay Uso is going to hold this title, but I think it should be pretty soon. Maybe after Backlash, the next big show that's going to happen. I don't know what it's called. But that's going to be it for this video. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and peace out.